Hello, gamers. Hello, noobs. Welcome to Game 41. And with me is my good friend, appearing for the first time in the series. We know her for two things. One is having a lot of friends, and two is having a lot of enemies. She was the one to make Good Job Friend mainstream, the controversial and loved. Let's welcome Naizea.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you. And a shout out to my fantasy team. That was too great for the tournament to handle.
What was the name of that team?
Team Men are trash.
Oh.
Don't worry, it will be back next time. It will be Men are still trash. So it's not put into the grave yet.
So you haven't given up yet.
I haven't given up yet.
Hmm.
I thought about making the alterations, but nah. Oh, okay. The game started.
Yeah, so we have a regular game for this one, and a lot of good players. Like me and StarCraft, I could see them being in special, and Bubbly was playing his special just a second ago.
Yeah, I haven't played much. I don't think I've played much with Bubbly, but the rest I know. And I mean, I have a special relationship with K-Bobs,
Hmm.
So I'm very excited. I can't help but being a little bit biased here and cheering for him, but we shall see. This is gonna be a great game. He might be doing something really random, but we have been talking about his chat, and he's trying something new with chat, and he's getting shot quite often for it.
Hmm.
So he's really improved. Like I was surprised previous tournament that he wasn't drafted earlier because I think he has great potential, and I don't know why people aren't seeing it, but he's really showing his potential. I think he's really been stepping up lately. And Maki, he's a CSH player. He has some great reads sometimes. Does some really weird stuff. If I'm Percival, I would be like looking really
Hmm.
weirdly at him, being really afraid of what is he gonna do. But he has excellent reads, and sometimes he just makes like these superhero VT picks.
Yeah, this reject on 1.3 is something that hasn't happened this tournament yet. We had zero on rejects so far. And
Well,
1.4
it's
is a
not like he's
pick that just pretty much follows 1.3 here.
yeah. It says that Star Crush Mackie has a spy with Bob Leaves West. Yeah,
But it kills right Hanside and Maki.
it's also pretty strong because it spies Meeman, right?
I can
After
see why.
1.1.
Well, right Hansei and Maki was killed by 1.2,
Mm-hmm.
so I can see this 1.4 be picked. I guess top, but on top 1.3 would be wrong. So yeah, this 1.4 is a solid pick.
And Meeman is chilling. He's not gonna make any excuses here. Just pawn BTing himself into 1.5.
Yeah, and his POV is a little bit interesting at 2.1 because of Bubbly's pick. She off-picked him and
Yeah,
K Bizzle.
yeah. But he can easily add himself to 1.5 since KBSL is non-it. And he
Oh,
can do that like no matter what his role is, right? Like 1.5 might still be clean to him.
yeah, that's true. 1.5 can be clean to him. I just what I found from playing and talking with a lot of players, I feel like most of people agree that accusing 1.5 accuses M1 plus 1.
Yeah, I would also personally off pick M1 plus one here. But I don't know, maybe Meeman is a PR and knows something we don't. There's always the risk that some VT picks something badly, but yeah, and he's just doing the standard pick. I hope this isn't clean because that would be boring.
I hope it's not clean, yeah. Thank you.
Ah, there we go.
We
Okay,
don't have
okay. We might
we
be
didn't
into
have
it.
many clean M2 games, thankfully.
Yeah, those like the assassination. They rarely have much to go on, so it's also a little bit less interesting. Sometimes you just get these games where 2.5 is clean because The rest are just making really good picks, and
Hmm.
Murder can sit there doing nothing.
Well, we are having a fantasy game, having
Hmm.
Manu terms, because every single player added to him too, and 1+1, and it failed. So if this
Yeah.
passes, we are getting the legendary fantasy plus myth. And bottom was killed on which pick? It was not. Okay, so this is a good M1's pick.
Well, it depends how you are gonna interpret 1.3. Is Maki spying
1.3?
Oolong
It
or is
was
he spying Stark?
1.3. Oh, the reject. I would just
Yeah.
ignore it.
I'm also wondering because I don't think I see K-Bobs picking 1.4 often. So I think he's either PR or spy. He usually likes doing off picks if he's a VT
Mm-hmm.
1 point, or for M1s.
That's
But we'll see.
interesting.
Now there's a little bit of chat.
I don't know K-Bizzle that much.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I get this feeling
Hmm.
that I think he tends to off pick, which isn't quite true because he does sometimes like picking me and resting me with his picks, but he usually still does it with off picks. So
3.2 is something I wouldn't expect, and it's rejected.
that's checked.
So this team I was thinking about is right Hansai and Maki, which has 1.2 is bad, and that's why 1.4 was picked. But at this point, I don't think you're picking left hand side and Meeman. If you're picking Meeman, you should be picking something with bad ones.
Wait, are you saying you were entertaining right hand side like anti Star Crush Bubbly?
No, I mean I mentioned that team right hand side Maki when I was examining
Yeah.
1.4. But right now
Ah,
I was thinking that the best 3.2 would be left hand side and Meeman. And Bubbly's POV, because
let's see.
I'm thinking
From
about
Bubbly's
valid
POV.
clean, valid M3 picks.
Okay, Maki is sitting there. Okay. Mm, she goes for this.
So next pick will surely have
She goes
K-Bizzle on it.
anti 1.1.
Yeah, surely if he
This is
picks with
kind
bottom ones. I'm just saying that next pick will have to invite K-Bizzle on, logically.
of
So if you reject this
yeah.
pick, you're pretty much resting K-Bizzle.
But okay,
Shame.
okay, now Star Crush reject. I was also surprised because 1.3 in this one kind of surprises me that Maki is apping. Hmm.
So teams that you can pick here is the only team without Star Crush. I think it's anti-Oolong and Star Crush. But I wouldn't pick both Bubbly and Meeman. And I would pick K-Bizzle and Star Crush.
Yeah, I mean,
And Meeman, maybe?
we are running out of teams with K-Bissel Spy, right?
Oh, definitely. I think K-Bizzle is going to be picked. And he was.
Unless,
But this pick
and I don't
is
know, like,
choosing Bubbly. I knew that he's gonna pick Starcraft and K-Bizzle. Like, this is just what you're gonna do in this situation. But Bubbly, I think I would not pick Bubbly. I would be inclined more to pick Meeman or Oolong. Mainly because Bubbly is one hammer, and three, she apped
yeah,
3.2, and she had 3.3.
but if he's picking K-Bobs, he might be following 1.4 still.
No, I think M1s are pretty much gone at this time. I don't think
Yeah,
you should be following M1s currently at all.
let's see. Like Bissell, he knows something because he rejected that, and it's the only team he was picked on. So he's And he could have given Bubbly Hammer, but he gives Maki Hammer instead now. I don't know if he thinks about Hammer, but that's interesting.
That's a rest looking crutch. I agree.
Yeah, I think he has some sort of info
We could be looking at
because now he
square.
also wanna speak up. So let's. I actually kind of think Abyssal is res and probably a PR, which means if he speaks now, then I hope that means Star Crush is res.
Maybe top.
Kind of rubbing right hand side. With that being said, right hand side. Now he talks about right hand side. Oh, that's not good,
Anti-Bubbly and
chat.
Oolong is something I would like to see.
Yeah, that will be okay. Like 1.4, if he's a PR,
But
1.4 is fine. It's
but the one thing with Anti-Bubbly and Oolong is that Maki should have picked it. Like it's a better pick than left hand side and K-Bizzle. Because
he
of the
really
hammer
should have
situation.
opened Starcrush. It's also pretty good M1s, right? If it's anti-bubbly Oolong,
Mm,
then M1s are still good.
1.4 would be bad.
That's true, it's only 1.4. But 1. Yeah. Oh, there we go. He did want right hand side. So it's
That was the only team without
interesting.
Maki. Yeah.
Okay. So K Basil is probably Percival to someone because 1.4, and he was the one who was saying like he's vibing with right hand side. That's a quick game though.
Yeah, one of the quicker.
Yeah. And he was definitely
So possible combos.
wait, Bobley is assassin and Maki is yeah. So Star Crush is kind of resting. Oh, if Star Crush is Merlin, he would be resting Oolong. And yeah, you know what? I think it could be Kibissel to Star Crush based on him chatting. He started chatting on 3.5, saying he'd like to speak, and that he's vibing with right hand side, which is true. After 1.3, that Star Crush's team since 2.5 fails. So I think Kibissel might have outed Percival to Star Crush.
Well, I'm thinking about inviting someone for a assassination interview.
Oh yes, okay, go.
So I think we probably should add Star Crush because his role is a very big one.
Oh, I got K-pops in my DMs now.
Okay. Well, K-pop. So you said that can he VC?
And no, I know he have said previously that he's not able to join voice chats.
Oh, I see.
He just said that he had right hand side and SK after M1s, and he was going to do a sick M2 and pick SK and Meeman, but then he chickened out. Yeah, I can't blame him. It would be pretty like if he suddenly on 2.5 picks Star Crushing Meeman and it fails, he's gonna have a hard time coming back from that.
All right. So I will invite Star Crush to our mid-game assassination interview.
Hello.
Hello, gamers.
Hello, noobs. Hi.
So Star Crush. Holy shit! What? How did you do 3.5?
Do you want roll or should I just talk through the pick logic?
You can talk about the game.
Um, yeah, I mean, I guess the first thing that stood out was like 1.4 being a little bit weird, but it's almost like not a pick that a spy would often make.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely one that looked very unusual after 1.1. Um, then in
Yeah.
M3 it was also pretty bizarre because I kind of got my votes flipped from what everyone else was voting as well. But yeah, like after 3.4 is rejected, as is 3.3, I just kind of figured Me Man probably goes on. And then KB is also suggests my answer, so I'm like, I thought about it for a bit and then just picked it.
That makes sense. And you picked 3.5. What did you think about Maki's role? I also think you're VT currently.
Yeah. Do you want my role first, or
Yeah, you can say your
I'm
role.
Merlin?
I think you're
Oh,
definitely Merlin.
I was about to say that when K Bissell started talking to you and said he wanted right hand side, I was like, oh shit, is he
Yeah.
physical to Star Crush?
Yeah, exactly. Like he picks a wrong VT on 1.4. He realizes what my team is, and kind of
Yeah.
wants to pick because yeah, I mean the situation is very precarious with double spy hammer. I should probably at 3.3. I think that's a mistake because I'm just at such of a
Mm-hmm.
risk of getting a forced double spy hammer or picking clean. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, like I'm basically trying to find any excuse to pick clean on 3.5. Like I fairly rarely chat on 3.5, even if I'm sort of thinking about pick. But I kind of needed help from someone to help basically find a way to pick clean because yeah, I think we probably lose on missions. I think it's hard for
Mm-hmm.
someone to like K-Bizzle in that spot going into crit and sort of cool right hand side unless you're Percival, which again K-Bizzle probably is. So it's not
Mm.
going to be anyone else who finds him.
Well, we had bottom ones and we had cables of res.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is what we had,
But
and we also had like Maki's only spy team was exactly this to me.
Yeah.
If this would fail, then Maki would be Raz. So I can see you picking this as non-Merlin, because then you have Raz Hammer, pretty
Yeah.
much.
What did you have K-Bizzle res for? Just M3's being rejected without him, or
No, there was I was thinking that a lot of
yeah,
picks, like 3.2 was strange, and
they
3.3
both.
also didn't pick K-Bizzle. So I was feeling like there's just no teams without K-Bizzle that makes sense of how
Yeah,
the game
yeah,
went.
yeah.
And 3.1
He
also
was
two
just running
apps
out of.
only. So everything was just like screaming that K-Bizzle is Raz.
yeah, that makes sense. And I guess also probably picking a bad M1 as well for him to be res and the clean not to be pickable in M3.
What do you think could have gone like better this game, or maybe what went wrong?
1.4 could have been better, that's for sure. Um, that when I
I
saw
mean,
that, I was
1.4 is aggressive. I thought he was PR or spy for it because he usually off picks.
yeah. I guess he was thinking, boy, I'm assuming he's Percival. I'm guessing he thought he could just pick a VT question mark and to Olong's POV with K-Bizzle, like I guess Bubbles does look a bit res, but that's again just like classic spies off picking co-spies and throwing off the sort of pure M1's logic.
And
Yeah.
I was thinking that your 1.3 is racing bubbly.
I was kind of intending it to be interpreted as more as like a flip pick of 1.1. Um, like I had basically kind of decided after 1.1, so I know Bubbles fairly well, and
Mm.
like I think if I were VT in my position, I would unlikely off pick her if she had like not off pick me. So I was like, okay, well, given that, I'll probably just flip it back again. It sort of is also a hammer block as well, right? Um, so that was kind of the main purpose of it, rather than factoring in 1.2.
Hmm.
But certainly, 1.2, 1.3 does kind of suggest 1.5 should happen, and I guess KBSL follows that. But yeah,
3.1 is very surprising because you have two rejects from two spies on 3.1 and two res approve. Yeah?
yeah, yeah. I yeah, I think
Very
probably
strange. Like, why are
they
spies
really should be
rejecting
yapping
this?
that. Yeah.
Definitely.
Um, I think also, yeah, you could probably pick anti 1.4 as well. I probably would. I know it's worse M1s, but after seeing a pick like 1.4, I don't know, I would probably get pretty spooked out by it and just want to check what's going on with it.
Mm.
As VT, I'd probably be tempted to pick anti 1.4 and like
Mm.
bubbles if it doesn't go through, because again, just how PR 1.4 looks. But yeah, I guess it's just 1.4's logic was very much around 1.2, 1.3 saying along and
Mm-hmm.
bubbles the same team. I'll just set that up for him and just as Percival tell the VT what to pick so he doesn't pick wrong.
Yeah, that probably was because of that. I think it's like it's jumping on this 1.3 slightly resting bubbly might be a little bit too much. Because
Yeah,
1.4 is just like decisive. It's very decisive.
I mean, 1.4, if you look at 1.2, I think it's just that he sees that on Maki's team, Bubbly is res, and it's like, okay, let's go for that. On Star Crush's team, Olong is res. So,
yeah,
yeah. And maybe going for the person who didn't hammer block, like the
Yeah,
Merlin that didn't do a hammer block. I guess from that point of view, it kind of makes sense. And he didn't speak until it was your turn. So
yeah. I think it's fine to obviously just pick your favorite Merlin's team and go with it and see what happens. I think
yeah,
there's probably better ways to go about it than a pick like 1.4, which I think probably should be PR'd. I mean, he's PR
yeah,
anyway for M3 chat, but yeah, I think it's fine to sort of set up that kind of pick.
yeah. It just looks very PR to like it looks very Percy to you. But he did DM me and he said like, oh, he was gonna do a sick M2 and he was gonna pick you and Meeman, but then he chickened out. I was like, no, I should have done it. That would have been great.
Yeah,
But it would have been so bad if Bubbly was res, right? And Meeman was a
yeah,
spy.
yeah.
There's
I think
some
I've
good
always been tempted after.
assassination. Are you guys
Yeah,
following the assassination currently? So like
They're
Bubbly
going a
is
bit back and forth.
having some, I think, very good reads.
yeah. I did see a lot of chat from the Res team during M3s that I thought was slightly unmanly, but I didn't know if it was just Merlin goggles or not. But yeah, she's very much cottoning on to all of them. Like Olong said, he bought that Maki was VT, um, and Miman was, I think, softly liking Maki as well, or at least saying like, "Oh God,"
Hmm.
to Maki as if he's a Res who might be having a difficult time this game. So I think those are fair enough reads to have into them.
Also, Starcrush, I remember you mentioned I don't usually talk on 3.5 Hammer, but you only sent one message. You said, looks like Neiman is on.
I know, but one message is one more than a
One
significant proportion of
single
my games. So
I never talk on Hammer, so this is strange. One message.
I don't never do it, but yeah, it's I do just need some support from someone to say pick
Hmm.
clean, because if I don't, I think it's pretty suspicious. And yeah, maybe I could pick something dirty. I think it's very tricky
Yeah, I
in
was
crit, but
thinking
who knows?
about Bubbly and Oolong, but I wouldn't pick it just because of 3.3, 3.4. To
Yeah,
me, 3.4 should have been exactly anti-Bubbly and Oolong. And
yeah,
he chooses left hand side and K so a
Yeah, that is surprising.
very strange pick.
yeah.
So, by the way, how much time do they have left?
They have about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, exactly 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it sounds like they like Bubbly's pretty set on shooting Star Crush, even though she says it's annoying to shoot it. But I also think it's gonna be hard not to. I mean, I don't know. K-pop's just really sounded Percy to you.
Oolong can
Yeah,
be
and I think
Merlin.
yeah, I
And
think Along is the best other frame, right? I guess it's just a question of the M3 chat reads. It's pretty hard to shoot K Bizzle, even though he suggested clean from 1.4. Like
yeah,
if I'm personal to him, like why would
Mm-hmm.
I want to pick his team after he does 1.4? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
yeah,
so he's kind of claiming PR, but also not Merlin, and it's like, well, okay, he's Percy to either me or Olong, basically. And then if you can read Olong, then I guess that's makes it tricky.
I didn't actually read what Oolong wrote. Did he write anything in?
Well, let's see. He had some chat.
Mackie Mackie claimed VT and Olong said I buy,
Oh dear.
which
Yeah, okay.
is not
And
very
then he said,
Merlin chat.
"Psych,
Not the best Merlin shot. Yeah, I agree.
I buy psych." Yeah, he didn't have a lot of chat.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think I just don't have amazing frames from chat, unfortunately, which is
No,
part of
that's
the reason I don't really chat much. Just no need to say something that accidentally sounds a bit on Merlin, but there we are.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes you will be the most Merlin player just because you did it on Merlin, and other people did.
Yep. I mean, there's an argument for saying, well, just take it to crit then and see if you can like, create enough other things going on that they forget about that kind of stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. If I pick something dirty, I guess it depends what.
No,
it's
this is
hard.
interesting.
If you take it to crit, you are gonna have a lot of trouble because you're gonna have two spy hammers, right? So somebody needs to call Hammer.
Yeah.
It depends what you want to claim and if you know Morgana and Percival, I
Yeah.
think. Because 3.5 will have to be a decision. Like, if you want to pick Dirty, you will have to make a decision, I think.
Yeah. It
What
has
role
to
will I
give
claim and crit,
priority.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think you should probably decide on Percy. And if you know Morgana, then you can like pick Anti-Bubbly and Oolong, then Spy Maki and Prey. Rest
Yeah.
is
When K Bissell suggests right hand side, like if he's Merlin, you wouldn't go with him, that's true. So you could potentially pick a Maki team. But what would Maki's team be if K Bissell is Merlin?
Cables or Merlin. I wouldn't frame Cables, I would frame Oolong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It was just that K Bissell was asking for right hand side.
Yeah, that would be a difficult crit. And you probably lose in crit. Like, let's be honest. Picking
Yeah.
clean here was probably the highest win rate play.
Yeah.
He was the only one suggesting a team, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then Bubbly said it's not right hand side, but if if you pick it and it helps you and you need to see it, then pick it. I'm like, okay, I'll just wait a little bit longer to make it seem like I'm thinking about this, but I'm definitely picking it.
Starcraft, my man, look at how Bubbly is reading your one single message of chat. Look, you just unmerlined yourself.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, well, little do they know that they should have the opposite read from the
Yeah.
chat.
You were like, I sent one message that will kill me. Psych. The one message that will actually save your life.
I mean, yeah, Meeman is already res to whoever Percy is, probably K-Bobs.
Yeah,
And Oolong is 2 if you go by your 1.3. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like if I'm Percy to Oolong, then Meman Maki is out from M2 and Meman Oolong is out from 3.4. So it does kind of maybe work.
But this one message from Oolong as well
Yeah,
that I buy could unmerlin him.
I buy. Wait. He added psych.
Did he?
that was after 3.2 reject, but I guess yeah, it can be baiting the whole time.
Did he add
Uh,
Psych? Oh, he did add Psych, but it's
yeah,
after
he added.
3.2, which he rejected. I don't think it was about his chat because it was 1 minute later after the votes. Here's another good M1's team. I think the Psych was about something different.
Oh, they're finding a second Percy to Oolong. Let's go, please. Shoot the person with two
The
Percys,
5 minutes,
please.
well, if assassination would be 30 minutes, I think there's a higher chance that Oolong dies.
Well, we have two tournament organizers in this call. Let's just rule it. Fuck it.
Let's just fucking do it.
Yeah.
She's like this.
Oh, they might be talking themselves out of this.
Why is
Please.
3.4 so evil? Well, it's not the worst pick, but it's not the best pick.
I think 3.2 double reject, well, pick reject is a bit of a weird one on that team.
Also,
Yeah.
I feel he had just
Yeah.
one
Oh,
pick, or maybe top. Like
I would say
top or
Oolong
this.
and Meeman does not look like they are Percy to you from 3.2. It would only be K Bissell to you, right?
Yeah. I
Well,
do look like a good Percy to Oolong.
well, right now we think it's K-Bazoo to Starcrush or Starcrush to Oolong.
Yeah.
I think Bubbles doesn't really want to shoot me. She just felt like she had to on some early logic. And yeah, it's just a matter of whether she's going to get convinced in time.
They will be so tilted.
No, I mean, I think she's gonna. She said, I don't see how I can not shoot Star Crush, but it's annoying me to shoot that.
Yeah, I mean, she
So,
wants to be convinced of a different shot. It's just if she has time to
yeah.
do so. But she's put my name first in the two options. So that's not a good sign.
Because it's easier to write.
I think. That sentence, she keeps going back to it and feeling like it feels Percy. Because it's true, if Oolong is Merlin, then out of 2.5, yeah, Miman is Ves. So I guess that sentence might be saving you.
I don't know.
Yeah, this
I don't know.
sentence is the one thing. Like, this is a game of one sentences. One sentence from Wulong and one from Starcrush.
Yeah.
Which will win?
Wait, did he? I think he said right hand side after you said Miman.
He said like, yeah, I was thinking I like right hand side or something like that. You know, something to
Yeah,
the
but
effect of like,
it goes looks like Miman is on, and then K-pops go, I'd like to speak. Yeah, I was saying I was kind of vibing with right hand side personally. I don't see him suggesting
1 minute
right hand
left,
side prior.
oh,
and they
timer
don't
shot.
know.
I don't. Oh, sad.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, it was not K-Biz. Miman. Okay, he picked rejected a team that dresses K-Bizzle. Okay,
Interesting.
okay.
Hmm.
Oh, good job, Kid Bizzle, then on finding cleaner and at 3.5, but yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was
Well,
just a shame that it frames you.
do you guys want to say something before we wrap up?
All good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here
Yeah,
with
thank
me.
you. Thank you
And
for having us, Pat.
yeah, an unfortunate game for Res. All
But at
right.
least it was over quickly.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.